Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Golden Avatar series. In the 5th verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestation of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again unified in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Sri Krishna himself. The absolute truth is realized in three phases. Sadeshwara Purna Bhagavan means full of six opulence. This is the last phase of God realization. Nowadays there are so many Bhagavans, but they have no Aishwarya. They are simply cheating. That Bhagavan, full of six opulences, have descended just to bestow the topmost understanding of loving affairs with Krishna. There are 5 categories when it comes to loving affairs with Krishna: neutral, servitorship, friendship, paternal and conjugal. Now spiritually there is no difference, but great devotees and learned scholars have given their decision that loving affairs in the platform of conjugal love is the highest. Now, in the conjugal platform, there is nuptial and paramourship. The one in paramourship is actually higher than the one in nuptial. We see in this material world also, loving affairs without marriage is very prominent, but it is the perverted reflection of the original. This world is described as having its roots upwards and branches downwards in the Bhagavad Gita, because it is a shadow, a reflection of the original spiritual world. If we look at a tree on the bank of a river, we will see its reflection on the water as its roots upward and branches down. So this world is a shadow. Real thing is in the spiritual world. Paramourship is the highest and most pleasurable in the spiritual world, but the same thing becomes most abominable here in this material world. So unless we understand this true fact, we cannot understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikti Ladini Shaktihi. Shaktihi means potency. Krishna has multi-energies. This material world is also his energy, but it is only 1/4 of his total energy. Just imagine, all this uncountable universe is simply 1/4 of his energy. And foolish people simply accept some rascal as Bhagavan. So the rest of the 3/4 energy of the Lord is exhibited in the spiritual world, and we are the marginal energies. When Krishna wants to enjoy, you see, enjoy means loving affairs between man and woman. That is a fact. There are 12 rasas or mellows. Of all of them, the loving affairs between man and woman is the highest. This is called the Adi Rasa. Unless the loving propensity is there in the Supreme, how can it be reflected? The impersonalists cannot understand this because of bitter experience in the material world. They try to make everything zero. Ultimately, everything is zero. That is what they say, but that is false. Radha Krishna Prema is a fact, but that is not ordinary lusty affairs of this material world. We should not take it like the Sahajiyas. It is not an ordinary thing. If we hear from the proper source, the Rasa Leela, then all our lusty desires will be burned away. Everyone in the spiritual world is Dhira, free from all lusty desire. But we are agitated by lusty desire all the time. That means we are in the material energy. That is the test. After hearing Rasa Leela, we must be free from all lusty desire. It is not an ordinary thing. It is the transformation of Ladini Shakti. Krishna is Parabrahman. He is the source of Brahma Sukha or Brahma pleasure. Mayavadis like to think that they have become one with the Supreme. They have become Narayana. But that is misleading. We should not accept it. So being Parabrahman, what will be the level of Krishna's loving affair? Big saintly persons, yogis, they give up everything, all material pleasure, just for a drop of Brahma Sukha. And Krishna is the source of that Brahma Sukha. So how can he enjoy material energy? It is foolish to think that Krishna enjoyed the gopis like we enjoy multiple girls. This is extremely foolish. It may appear like it due to it being a reflection, a perverted reflection of the reality. But reflection is not reality. There are three kinds of pleasure: material pleasure, Brahman pleasure, and spiritual pleasure. So from logical point of view, Krishna is Parabrahman. How can he engage in material pleasure? Even for enjoying little Brahman pleasure, we have to give up all material pleasure. So how can Krishna enjoy material pleasure? These people who think that Krishna enjoyed with ordinary girls is very much misled. It is Ladini Shakti. It is spiritual world. It is the highest pleasure. It is not an ordinary thing. Krishna consciousness means to understand Krishna very scientifically, not sentimentally. Krishna is the greatest scientist and he is seated in your heart. If he is pleased with your service, then he will reveal everything. You cannot understand God without being a faithful servant. This is the secret. What is Krishna? What is Parabrahman? What is Radha? What is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? All these things are revealed. We cannot understand these things with mundane knowledge or scholarship. Just like if you want to see the sun, it might not be possible at night. But when the morning comes, the sun comes up automatically and all the darkness is gone. So, if we remain a faithful servant of Krishna, he will reveal himself. And when he is pleased by you, everything will be revealed. Otherwise, it is not possible. We will end our discourse here. Thank you for listening. Hare Krishna.